I came home from work and had just stepped one foot inside when strange text popped up in front of my eyes. Don't go in. Your obsessive ex-boyfriend is here to kill you. The second you're inside, he'll turn you into a human pincushion.
Run.
Well, the side character brought this on herself. She knew the guy has major abandonment issues. She still drained his wallet dry and then dumped him. Serves her right for being a gold digger. I was terrified, but also completely bewildered. I've been single my entire 25 years of life. When the hell did I become a money-grabbing scammer? While I was still frozen in shock, a pale, slender hand shot out from the darkness, clamped around my arm, and yanked me into the apartment. The moment the door clicked shut, the cold edge of a blade pressed against my neck. A man's voice, dark and unhinged, whispered in my ear, "Baby, wasn't I good to you? Why did you break up with me?" I fought back the urge to scream, my voice trembling as I spoke. "Sir, I think you have the wrong person. I've been single my whole life. I've never even been in a relationship. Not even online." He got angry. The pressure on the knife increased, its sharp tip piercing my skin. "What did you just say, baby? This girl is so dumb. The guy has been abandoned his whole life. His biggest trigger. And she's denying their online relationship? She's practically begging him to kill her. Yeah, if she just begged him to take her back now, he might actually spare her."
Panic seized me.
I decided to trust the pop UPS and started to cry. I am sorry. I didn't really want to break up." A cold laugh echoed in the dark. "What was that, baby? I don't think I heard you." I choked back a sob and repeated, "I don't want to break up." "Do you really mean it?" Nodded furiously.
Yes.
His tone brightened instantly. "All right then. I'll give you one last chance." I nodded like my life depended on it. But he didn't let me go. He tied my hands and feet with a rope he brought with him and tossed me onto the sofa. Then he sat down on a low stool in front of me, staring at me in the pitch-black room without saying a word. His gaze sent shivers down my spine, and my body wouldn't stop trembling. I knew what he was thinking. Should I kill her? When should I kill her? Even though I was certain he had the wrong person, I didn't dare bring it up again. I needed to use the restroom when I got home, and after holding it for half an hour, I couldn't stand it anymore. I stammered, Can I please use the bathroom?" He didn't answer at first. After about 5 seconds, he stood up abruptly without a word. I jumped, instinctively shrinking into the corner of the sofa. He loomed over me. My fear peaked just as a scream was about to tear from my throat. He scooped me up into his arms and carried me toward the bathroom. He sat me down in front of the toilet, cut the ropes on my hands with his knife, and walked out, closing the door behind him before I could say a thing. I knew he was waiting right outside,
but I had no choice.
It was better than wetting myself. I briefly considered trying to fight back, but quickly gave up the idea. I didn't have the skills to overpower him. Any sudden moves would just get me killed faster. After slowly washing my hands, I took a deep breath and called out, "I'm done." He still didn't bother to reply, simply pushing the door open and walking in. He carried me back to the sofa and tied my hands again. Just when I thought he would go back to his stool, he leaned over me once more. My heart stopped, my breath catching in my throat. He traced my lips with his thumb, the pressure gradually increasing. His heavy breathing was loud in the silent darkness. My scalp tingled with fear. I was terrified he was about to assault me. But then a twisted thought crossed my mind. If sleeping with him would make him spare my life, maybe I could accept it. Turns out I was overthinking it. It wasn't lust in his eyes. It was murder. What have I ever denied you? Why did you have to break up with me? My throat felt tight. I'm sorry. I managed to say. It won't happen again. He let out a hollow chuckle, though whether it was at my expense or his own couldn't tell. Thankfully, he didn't torture me further and returned to his stool. I let out a long, shaky breath. He came here ready to kill her, but now he can't bring himself to do it. This guy is down bad.
He's always been pathetic.
He knew she was a gold digger, but still willingly threw money at her. He wouldn't have snapped if she hadn't suddenly broken up with him. The pop UPS were right. He was pathetically devoted. But I wasn't the one who scammed him. This was all a horrible mistake. With that thought, I decided to try one last time. I took a deep breath, mustering my courage. "Do you even know my name?" He looked up at me. His voice a slow, mocking drawl.
"Thea.
25 years old. Graduated from City University. 5'4", about 110 pounds. Allergic to shellfish, hates snails." The flicker of hope in my heart died with every word he spoke. All the information was correct. Unless I had amnesia, someone had stolen my identity and started a relationship with him. Someone who knew me very, very well. Who
would do this to me?
The room fell into a deathly silence again. So quiet I could hear my own frantic heartbeat. Couldn't stand the silent torment. Despair began to creep in. I've been single my whole life. I sobbed. I've never been in a relationship, not even online.
If you don't believe me,
You can check my phone. He turned his head, his gaze piercing through the darkness. Even though I couldn't see his expression, I knew he was seconds away from killing me. She's really not afraid to die. She's still denying she ever dated him? I'm a little worried blood is gonna splash on my screen. Don't say that. I'm scared he's about to snap. I didn't dare say another word, my fear dissolving into quiet whimpers. He watched me for a moment, then looked away. He pulled my phone from his pocket, slipped on a pair of gloves, and demanded password. I blinked, a spark of hope igniting. 55223. I said quickly. His goal was clear. He opened my forum app, first scrolling through my profile page. He was too far away from me to see what he was looking for. After 2 minutes, frantic scrolling slowed to a stop. He stared intently at the screen. My heart leaped into my throat. Did he find what he was looking for? A cold, sharp laugh cut through the silence. My stomach dropped. He exited the forum and opened my chat history. After a single glance, he slammed the phone face down on the coffee table and pressed the knife to my neck again. Do you really think I'm that stupid? I wanted to defend myself, but the words wouldn't come. I really didn't.
well,
She asked for it. I can't believe how dumb this girl is. For real. She's so clueless. I'm starting to wonder if she was set up. LOL. He was actually hesitating before.
great.
Now, he's dead set on sending her on her way. I have been holding it together, but seeing the pop UPS, I finally broke down completely. I don't know who you think I am, but I swear I've never been in a relationship with you. I wailed. I've never dated anyone. Whatever monster pretended to be me and did this, I swear I'll haunt them for eternity. You know, I'm starting to think she really doesn't know what's going on. I get that feeling too. The girl who was dating him online seemed way smarter than this. Wait. Could someone have impersonated her to date him? Probably not. When he was checking her phone just now, he must have found proof that she was the one. Otherwise, why would he have flipped out like that?
I'm confused.
Is this some kind of parallel universe crossover? I've read the source material. There's nothing like that in the plot. So probably not. In the end, he didn't use the knife. My sobs gradually subsided into quiet sniffles. I really didn't date you online. If you don't believe me. I grew a soul. My stomach let out an incredibly ill-timed rumble. I had worked until 7:30 and hadn't eaten dinner yet. I was starving. This was so embarrassing. I instinctively tried to deny it. I'm not. Rumble. I lost all will to argue. Girl, I'm not hungry. Stomach. I beg to differ. I bet he's gonna go make her dinner now.
No way.
I'll bet you a bag of chips he does. It fits his pathetically devoted persona. After about 10 seconds of silence, the man stood up and walked toward the kitchen. The pop UPS went wild. Dude,
Come on.
she dumped you, and now you're making her noodles with a straight face? How is that any different from doing her laundry? I hereby declare you the simp king of the year. For a second, I wondered if I really did have amnesia and had wronged him. But I was certain my memory was perfectly intact. Could it really be a parallel universe thing like the pop-up said? I had no idea. Half an hour later, he came out with a large bowl of tomato and egg noodles. He didn't untie me. Instead, he picked up the chopsticks and held a bite to my lips. Can I eat by myself? I asked cautiously. I promise I won't try anything. No, he said without hesitation. I didn't dare ask again, and let him feed me. It was awkward at first, but I slowly got used to it. The noodles were surprisingly delicious, but no matter how good they were, I couldn't finish the whole bowl. After about a third of it, I shook my head. I'm full. He didn't force me. He wiped my mouth with a napkin, then turned his back to me and started eating the rest himself. I stared dumbfounded. The pop-up started up again. Seriously, is there no limit to his devotion? The way he's going, he'd probably kill her and then immediately kill himself to join her. He's completely obsessed. I didn't care when she scammed him out of all his savings, but the second she said she never liked him and wanted to break up, he decided on murder. He probably thinks eating her leftovers is a reward. Despite everything, a shiver still ran down my spine. And even if I did have amnesia, I knew my own character. I would never scam someone or play with their feelings like that. So who the hell pretended to be me and dated him online? The silence after the meal was heavier than the darkness. He set the empty bowl on the coffee table with a soft clink that sounded like a gunshot in the quiet room. You ate, he whispered, his voice dangerously soft. Does that mean you forgive me? Or are you just building up strength to run away again? The pop-ups flickered into existence, glowing neon blue against the pitch black of the apartment. User 129. Look at his eyes. He's looking for a reason to snap. If she lies, she's dead. Simslayer. He kept the receipt for the ropes, BTW. That's how cheap he is. Just kidding, he's rich but crazy. Plot and twist. Wait. Why is he staring at her phone again? He picked up my phone. The screen illuminated his face, sharp jawline, under-eye bags that spoke of sleepless nights, and eyes that were voids of obsession. Unlock it again, he commanded. I didn't hesitate. 5-5-2-2-3. He navigated back to the chat history that had condemned me earlier. He turned the screen toward me. Explain this, Thea. If you didn't date me, why are there photos of you in my bathroom? Why are there voice notes from you begging for that Chanel bag? My blood ran cold. I squinted at the screen. The photo was me. It was a mirror selfie in a bathroom I didn't recognize, wearing a robe I didn't own. I've never been there, I whispered, horror dawning. That's my face, but... Play the audio, he ordered. His thumb hovered over a play button. Baby, please, you know my rent is due. If you love me, you'll help me out. I promise I'll make it up to you tonight. The voice was mine. The cadence, the slight rasp, it was undeniably me. But I had never said those words. That's AI, I blurted out, desperation making my voice shrill. That's a deep fake. I swear to God, I didn't say that. He laughed, a dry, humorless sound. You think I'm an idiot? We video chatted. Every night.
Reader, oh snap.
Video chats? Okay, she's gaslighting him or she has an evil twin. Admin. Check the timestamp on the video calls. I seized on the floating text. Check the dates. I screamed. Check the timestamps on the video calls.
Please.
He paused, the knife in his other hand twitching. He tapped the screen. October 14th, 9 p.m., he read. Where was I on October 14th? I asked frantically, searching my memory. October, that was my mom's birthday. I was at the hospital. She broke her hip. There's no signal in the ICU waiting room. Call the hospital. Check my location history. The pop-ups exploded. User 129. Wait, the author mentioned the mom's hip surgery in Chapter 3. She's telling the truth. Simslayer. If she was in the ICU, she couldn't be camming with Psycho Boy. He stared at me, his expression shifting from murderous to confused. The hospital?
Yes.
Look at my Google timeline. It tracks everywhere I go. He hesitated. For the first time, the conviction in his eyes wavered. He backed out of the chat app and opened maps. He scrolled back to October. Silence stretched for a minute. Then two. His hand started to shake. St. Mary's Hospital, he muttered. 7 p.m. to 11:45 p.m. He looked at the chat log. The video call lasted from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. It's impossible, he whispered. I saw you. You were in your bedroom. I wasn't, I said, tears leaking from my eyes. I don't know who you were talking to, but it wasn't me. Someone is using my face. Someone who has enough photos of me to train an AI filter. He dropped the phone. He looked like a man whose entire reality had just shattered. He grabbed his hair, pulling at the roots.
No.
No, she loves me. She said she loved me. Plot_twist. Holy SHD. It's a catfish arc, asterisk. Reader _ But who? Who has that many photos of Thea? Detective_X. It has to be the roommate. Or the best friend. Who took the photo in the bathroom? The text floated right in front of his face, invisible to him but a lifeline to me. Who took that photo? I asked softly. The one in the bathroom. Look closely. He picked up the phone again, zooming in on the mirror selfie. I don't own a pink robe, I said. But my best friend, Chloe, does. The name hung in the air. Silas, that was the name the pop-ups used, froze. Chloe? Chloe validates everything, I said, my mind racing. She's the only one I send casual selfies to. She records me when we hang out. She has hours of my voice stored on her phone. She's a computer science major. She knows how to use deepfake tech. Silas stood up slowly. The terrifying, unhinged aura returned, but this time, it wasn't directed at me. Chloe, he tested the name. The one who told me you were shy? The one who helped me set up the surprise party you never showed up to? You talked to her? She was the middleman, Silas said, his voice dropping to a subterranean growl. She said you were embarrassed about our relationship. That I should send the money to her account so your parents wouldn't see. I closed my eyes. It all made sense. Chloe, who always complained about being broke but suddenly bought a new car last month. Chloe, who constantly asked to borrow my phone to check something. Silas walked over to me. I flinched, expecting the knife. Instead, the blade sliced through the ropes binding my hands. Get up, he said. Where are we going? I rubbed my raw wrists. He walked to the door, turning back with a look that promised violence. We're going to get my money back. And then he adjusted his gloves. I'm going to have a chat with Chloe. The drive to Chloe's apartment was a blur of neon city lights and suffocating tension. I sat in the passenger seat of his nondescript black sedan. He hadn't tied me up this time, but the click of the child locks engaging told me I was still a prisoner. The pop-ups were having a field day. User 129. This is better than the original plot. Team up arc. Simp Slayer. Don't trust him, Thea. Once he kills Chloe, you're a loose end. Romance _fan. Ick, he looks kinda hot when he's driving angrily. Is it wrong that I ship it? Stop looking at the air, Silas snapped. You look crazy. I'm just thinking. I lied. How are we going to do this? You can't just kick down her door. Watch me.
No.
I grabbed his arm. His muscles were rock hard under his coat. He glanced at my hand, then at my face. He didn't pull away. If you kill her, you never get your money back. And I go to jail, as an accomplice. We need a confession. I don't care about the money anymore, he said coldly. I care that I was played. I care about my life. I countered.
Please, let me talk to her.
She thinks I'm at home. She doesn't know you know. He pulled up to the curb a block away from Chloe's building. He turned off the engine and shifted in his seat to face me. The darkness of the car made his pale eyes seem glowing. You have 10 minutes, he said. I'll be listening. He tapped his ear. He pulled a small, circular device from his pocket, a bug. Put this in your pocket. If she admits it, I come in. If you try to run, I'll catch you. And I won't be nice next time. I nodded, my throat dry. Okay. I got out of the car. The night air was freezing, but it felt good against my flushed skin. I walked to the apartment building, buzzed the intercom. Who is it? Chloe's voice. It's me. I locked myself out. I said, my voice trembling naturally. Ugh, coming. The buzzer sounded. I went up. Chloe opened the door, wearing the pink robe. The exact one from the photo. Seeing it in person made me nauseous. You look like hell, she said, stepping aside. What happened? I walked into her living room. It was littered with expensive shopping bags, Gucci, Prada, tech gadgets. My stomach twisted. I had a weird night, I said, sitting on the edge of her sofa. Someone came to my house. Chloe froze while pouring wine. Who? A guy. Said he was my ex. I watched her carefully. She turned around, a polite smile plastered on her face, but her eyes were alert. That's crazy. You don't have an ex. Just some creepy stalker? He knew things, Chloe. He showed me photos. Photos of me in that robe. The glass in her hand shook slightly. You must have been seeing things, babe. You've been working too hard. He said he sent money. Thousands. Chloe laughed, but it was high and brittle. And you believed him? Thea, come on. You're too gullible. He's outside. I lied. Chloe dropped the glass. It shattered, red wine splashing across the white rug like blood. What? He's outside. He wants to come up. I told him it was all a mistake. You need to call the police, Chloe said fast, too fast. She rushed to the window, peering through the blinds. Why did you bring him here? Are you stupid? Why are you so scared, Chloe? I stood up. Unless you know him? She spun around, her face twisting into something ugly. The mask slipped. You ungrateful little brat. I wanted to protect you. Protect me by stealing my face? By scamming a psychopath. He's loaded, she screamed. And you? You're so boring. You sit at home. You save money. You never do anything. I used your face to get what we both deserve. I was going to share it with you eventually. You put a hit on me, I said quietly. You told him I dumped him. You knew he had abandonment issues. You knew he would come for me. I thought he'd just scare you, she shrieked. Maybe rough you up a bit. Then I could swoop in, comfort you, and we'd go on a vacation with his money. Pop up. Confession secured. Enter player 2. The front door exploded inward. Splinters of wood flew across the room. Chloe screamed. Silas stepped over the broken doorframe. He wasn't holding the knife anymore. He was holding a gun. So, Silas drawled, stepping onto the wine-stained rug. You're the one who called me baby? Chloe backed up against the wall, shaking violently. No, wait. It was a joke. It was just a prank. Silas looked at her with pure disgust. You have a terrible voice. Thea's is much nicer. He raised the gun. No. I shouted. I threw myself in front of him, grabbing his wrist. Don't.
Move, Thea.
If you shoot her, you go to prison for life. She's not worth it. She tried to get you killed, he snarled. And you almost did it. I yelled back. You're just as bad. But if you pull that trigger, you prove you're the monster she thinks you are. Don't give her that satisfaction. He looked down at me. The adrenaline was pumping through him, his pupils dilated. For a second, I thought he would shoot through me. Then, the pop-ups swirled around his head. User 129, Thea with the moral high ground. Simp Slayer, He's listening to her. Look at his hand. Admin. This is the turning point. Does he choose violence or her? Silas lowered the gun. He looked at Chloe, who was sobbing on the floor. Transfer the remaining funds back to me. Now. I spent most of it, she wailed. Then sell everything.
The car. The bags.
I want every cent back by morning. Or I come back. And next time, Thea won't be here to stop me. He grabbed my hand. Let's go. We didn't go back to my apartment. He said it wasn't safe. The door was compromised and he didn't like the vibe. He took me to his place. It was a penthouse overlooking the city.
Stark. Modern. Grey.
It looked like a museum, not a home. You can sleep in the guest room, he said, tossing his keys on the table. I stood in the middle of the massive living room. So that's it? I'm free. He paused, his back to me. He took off his coat. Do you want to leave? I should want to run. I should call the police. But the text floating in front of my eyes was confusing me. Romance_fan. Don't leave. The outside world is boring. Stay with the rich, broken boy. Logic_bot. He kidnapped you.
Run.
User 129. But he saved you from Chloe. And he didn't kill her, because you asked. I can't go home, I said softly. Chloe has my keys. Stay then. He turned to face me. I'll order food. Real food. Not noodles. The next few days were a surreal blur. I wasn't a prisoner, exactly. The door wasn't locked. But whenever I mentioned leaving, Silas would find a reason for me to stay. It's raining. Your lock hasn't been changed yet. I need help organizing these files. I realized quickly that his obsession hadn't disappeared. It had just recalibrated. He wasn't obsessed with the online persona anymore.
He was fascinated by me.
The real Thea. The one who wore sweatpants, who forgot to brush her hair, who argued with him about what movie to watch. One evening, we were sitting on his couch. The distance between us had shrunk significantly over the week. Why haven't you run away? He asked, not looking at me. He was staring at the TV, but he wasn't watching it. Maybe I'm crazy too, I admitted. Or maybe I'm curious.
About what?
About whether you're capable of being normal. He smirked. I'm not. I know. I looked at the pop-ups. Simp Slayer. Kiss him. User 129. And oh, he's still dangerous. The voices, he said suddenly. You look at them. Above my head. To the left. I froze. What? I've watched you. You read the air. You react to things nobody said. He turned to me, his gaze intense. What are they saying now? I swallowed hard. They're arguing. About me? Yes. Do they want me to kill you? No, I said quietly. They want you to kiss me. The silence that followed was electric. Silas leaned in, his eyes searching mine for any sign of fear.
He found none.
And what do you want? He whispered. I didn't answer with words. I closed the gap. His lips were cold, but the kiss was searing hot. It wasn't gentle. It was possessive, desperate, the kiss of a man who was drowning and had found his only source of oxygen. When we broke apart, he rested his forehead against mine. I won't let you go, he murmured. Even if you want me to. I won't. I know, I said. And God help me, I didn't want him to. 3 months later. The pop-ups had become a constant background noise, like subtitles to a movie I was starring in. Silas and I had settled into a twisted kind of domesticity. He was still possessive. He tracked my phone. He drove me to work. He glared at any man who looked at me for too long. But he never hurt me. Chloe had skipped town. The police were looking for her for fraud, thanks to an anonymous tip, Silas. I came home one evening to find Silas standing on the balcony, staring at the sky. Thea, he said without turning around. Something is wrong. What is it? I feel thin, like I'm fading. I looked at the pop-ups. They were scrolling faster than I'd ever seen. Admin, notification, story ending in 5 minutes. User 129, no way. It's too soon. Simp Slayer. The author is rushing the ending. Typical. Romance_fan. But what about the wedding arc? My heart stopped. The story was ending? Silas, I said, panic rising. I grabbed his hand. It felt less solid than usual. Look at me. I can't focus, he said, his voice sounding distant. It feels like waking up from a dream. I realized with terrifying clarity what was happening. We were characters. And the book was closing. Listen to me, I said, gripping his fading shoulders. You are real. We are real. I don't know. I love you. I screamed it. I love you, Silas. You aren't just words on a page. You're the man who eats my leftover noodles. You're the man who saved me. The pop-ups turned red. System alert. Character, Thea, has broken the fourth wall. System alert. Narrative collapse imminent. The world around us started to dissolve into white mist. The furniture, the walls, the city skyline, it was all turning to static. Thea? Silas looked terrified. He was transparent now. I looked up at the floating text. I glared directly at where I imagined the camera would be. Don't you dare, I hissed at the invisible audience. Don't you dare end this. User 129. She sees us? Admin, error. Error. We are not entertainment. I yelled. We are live. Keep writing. If you stop writing, I swear I will find a way out of here, and I will haunt you. I squeezed Silas's hand as hard as I could. Hold on to me, Silas. Don't let go. I've got you, he whispered, though his voice was like the wind. The white mist consumed us. The text scrolled rapidly, a blur of code and panicked comments. Admin. Rebooting series. Admin. Sequel authorized. System. Uploading _new chapter. The white light flared, blinding me. I gasped, sitting bolt upright in bed. I was sweating. My heart was hammering against my ribs. I looked around. I was in a bedroom. Sunlight streamed through the curtains. Bad dream? A voice beside me. I turned. Silas was there. Solid.
Real.
He was reading a book, wearing reading glasses I hadn't seen before. He looked older, maybe a year or two. There was a silver band on his left ring finger. I looked down at my own hand. A matching ring. I looked into the air. Nothing. No text. No pop-ups. Silas. I reached out, touching his warm skin. Yeah, baby. He marked his page and looked at me with that familiar, intense adoration. Are we here? He frowned, confused. Where else would we be? It's Sunday. I promised to make you pancakes. I slumped back against the pillows, a laugh bubbling up in my chest. It started as a giggle and turned into a sob of relief. Pancakes, I said. Pancakes sound amazing. He leaned over and kissed my forehead. You're weird in the mornings. As he got out of bed and walked toward the door, I watched him go. I scanned the room one last time, looking for the neon blue text. There was nothing but dust motes dancing in the sunbeam. But just as he opened the door, a faint, almost imperceptible shimmer appeared in the corner of my vision. A tiny, translucent box. User 129. We're back, baby.
Season 2 starts now.
I smiled. Let them watch. Hey, Silas. I called out.
He stopped.
Yeah. Make extra bacon. I have a feeling we're going to need the energy. He grinned, that dark, possessive grin that I had learned to love. Anything for you, Thea. The door clicked shut. The story continued.